What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It's Q&A time. Beach edition, bonfire, s'mores. Somebody got the marshmallows and chocolate. All right. So we got the team out here today. So I'll be throwing questions. I'll answer a few as well, but I'll throw them. Let's see. The first question I'll throw to Chelsea from Hector Cruz. How do you personally deal with negativity, failure, stress, etc.? Speak loud.
That is tough. Well, my other persona, I guess you could say, is the 180 lady. We have been kind of me, my husband, and my brother-in-law have been dedicated to, trying to flip things 180. It's a positivity thing, and just as much as negativity can affect you, just really virally, positivity can do the same thing. So it's kind of, you've got to find the silver lining in everything. I mean, even when we feel like we have the hardest problems and we fail, you got to realize like you're going to have 20 failures before you have any successes. And your failures are what make your successes so great. So finding, the positivity in any situation is only going to make the good situations great. So we're just these little things on this earth, and our problems are just merely nothing compared to what's really going on out there. So if we're having a bad day, you got to think, somebody else's mom died, and you got to be grateful for the bad days and thankful for the bad days too, because that's again what makes your good days so great. So you just got to find the blessings in everything, really.
Right. I want to speak on that. That's a good perspective. I want to speak on that too, on negativity, because I have my own personal view on dealing with negativity. There is no negativity. It doesn't exist. I don't honestly. My defense mechanism to dealing with stressful situations, negativity, or what have you, is to pretend it doesn't exist. I was going through some things a few months ago, and there was people doing saying some slanderous things about me. And I told my people when they would try to tell me, I'm like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want to hear it. I never went to read it, and it didn't exist to me. I gave no life to it, no glory to it, and it went away. And I'm still here, you know what I mean? So I always find, like I say this all the time, only good things happen to me, because that's all I allow. I'm stubborn with myself to not allow negative things to happen. It doesn't happen. If something is perceived as negative, I make it a positive. If you, like she was talking about failure, you asked about failure, it's a part of life. I got a buddy I just seen today, my boy Chai. He's been working on this business concept of his for about 6 years. And he would start, it would look great, and then something would happen. I used to be like, bro, why don't you just do something different? He stuck with it. It was something he was passionate about. He loves it. Now he's like, it's going well. Like, he's making a lot of money doing what he loved to do. But he went through that period of negativity or failure and overcame it. And he learned from each failure. So now he's smart as hell with it. He knows his shit. And, he pushed through with force and is working. So it's nothing negative. Only good things happen, Anybody else want to speak on that?
I mean, as far as everything goes, I've gone through failed marriages, one failed marriage, failed business, and the biggest thing for me was just realizing that the world is bigger than the 3 feet in front of my face. You got to think like you're playing chess and not checkers, not worry about the little losses and things like that. Stay on the path, keep going, keep moving forward, and there's a blessing in absolute everything, just as Chelsea said.
Right.
I would say there will not be negativity if you have no expectations. And so I try to live my life with no expectations, setting no expectations of others, of a situation, no standards, not making up anything that a person needs to be to me or any of that. And then I will never be disappointed. There will not be negativity because I have no expectations and I just live.
I like that.
I can dig it. So Hector, I hope that answers your question. Bro, just fucking be strong. Like, and another thing, like Chelsea said, is people going through way worse. You know, we gotta be like, man, fuck these excuses. Let me pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Chris, this is my brother. I mean, about 2 years ago, Chris honestly was like, he was down in the slumps. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, a lot of factors that was pulling him down, and he wasn't allowing it. And me and him used to get into it about it. I'm like, bro, why are you fucking saying this about yourself? Why are you doing this? Like, and I was being a little bit insensitive to his circumstances. And however, you know, steel sharpens steel. If I can't tell my brother, get your shit together, then they ain't really my brother, you know what I mean? So some of the shit I said, he didn't like maybe the approach, but he accepted it, you know, because none of us know it all. And I tell people this all the time, and I tell myself this, no matter how much it stings, do not like push away like truth if it's gonna benefit you, you know what I mean? And now Chris, like, I'm happy as hell for Chris, because this dude is doing it big. He's loving life. He's fucking traveling. Like, he's living a dream. And it was so different 2 years ago, you know what I mean? So fucking, you know, we all have our shit that we deal with, but you know what? We can't lay down to it. You cannot lay down to it. You lay down and die. Like, shit, to keep it real, 6 months ago, I was fighting for my freedom. You know, a lot of y'all don't know this, or some do, but I was literally fighting for my freedom, and it was something that, honestly, I don't feel like I should have been going through. However, my lifestyle at the time was like, something was like, you need to slow down and get it together. So I had a period, like a grace period, like a 5-year grace period, let's say. And I feel like I was given an opportunity to either keep fucking up or grow the fuck up. And I grew the fuck up. And, you know, all of that is behind me now, and life is great, you know what I mean? But when I was going through it, you know, things looked really bleak for me. And I was actually homeless for a while. I had a couple friends that, like, you know, said that I can come stay with them. And when I got to California, they were like, nah, it ain't cool like that no more. So I literally had to either lay down and die or fucking rise. You know what I mean? Like the Phoenix bird, you know what I mean? And you know what? I just set out, I made a plan, I stuck with it, did it, and all of my goals were exceeded, you know? And that's just another testament to not laying down to your problems, to failure. You know, it is no failure. What some call failure, I look at it as like an opportunity to become stronger, you know? You know, it's like, if that don't, and it's an old cliche, but it's so true, what don't kill you makes you stronger. It does. If you don't lay down and die to it, you grow from it, and you're a better person. You're wiser. Your aptitude as a person has increased. You're greater, you know? And it's a simple concept. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but fuck it, we gotta do the hard things, you know, in life sometimes. So yeah, that's it.
Hey, one thing there, as far as that particular subject, as far as your friends go, you got to surround yourself with people who won't let you fail. And that's one of the reasons I'm so glad you came into my life a few years ago, because if someone like you wasn't around to tell me what was up, I would have just sat there and not done anything. And there's two types of friends you have: the friends who really care about you and want you to change, and then the friends who are content with you being a failure and wanting you to be like that for the rest of your life. So you got to get those types of people out of your life and get the good people in your life.
Right, I agree. And I tell people all the time, like, yo, you see me fucking up, please tell me. Rob, anybody, please tell me. Saying go with Chris, anybody, because I know I'm not perfect. And sometimes you don't see your faults. You think everything you do is perfect, and other people may see it in a different way, a different perspective. So we got to take heed. And also, to touch on, I said the friends that didn't allow me to stay with them when I needed them, I'm glad. That was the best thing that could have happened for me, was them telling me no. Because if they would have said yeah, it would have been a comfortable situation. Nothing really changes. You know, me being uncomfortable made me hustle my ass off, you know what I mean? So, and it humbled me, you know? And yeah, I was homeless. Now I'm not. Now I got 2 cribs and a bunch of cars. I was like, all right, next question. I'm gonna throw this to Kim, since Kim is in the middle of competing and whatnot. How do you stay on point with your diet during prep? You have a mic?
Yeah. I think it's one thing to say you're going to do a show, and then it's another to to know you're going to do a show, sign up for it, you pay your coach, and you realize in 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, you're going to be on stage. And there's no need. It's such an investment of time and finances. There's no reason to not take it seriously. And I think if you're just doing it just to kind of try it out and see how you like it, that's kind of how my first show was. You either figure out this is for me or it's not for me. And you may screw up a few times at first prep, and that's okay. I don't think there's anybody who has never messed up at all, ever, during a prep.
Right.
We were talking about peanut butter earlier, and how if I screw up 9 times out of 10, it's peanut butter, man. It's not even like I'm going out for steak and lobster. I'm like killing half a jar of peanut butter, you know. But I think once you realize it's for you, then it's just, you want to be the one that stands out on stage for the good reasons, not for the bad reasons. And it becomes worth it when you get those pictures back and you realize that those 3 months you stuck to your guns. If you messed up, you rebounded, and you looked your best and you did your best. So I think the biggest reward is just going on stage knowing you did everything you could to look your best. And just realize that it's going to be hard. And there's going to be times where you're going to be challenged. You're going to have to be at social events where you're going to have to make decisions about what to eat. If you didn't pack food, you have to make substitutions. But you just do what you got to do. That's where I feel like in life, that's the most disciplined I've ever had to be, I think, is during a prep. Right. I've never had to, I don't know, I never even thought I could do it. Chris actually helped me with my first competition with my diet and everything, and I never in a million years thought I could ever be that disciplined, but it feels good. To me, it's an empowering thing. Right. When you know that you can say no to things that you don't need to be eating, and you can be accountable. Mm-hmm. So if you want it, then you got to make a sacrifice. And if you make the sacrifices, then it's going to pay off on stage.
Okay. Same question to you, Rob, because I noticed that, you know, you're really disciplined on your diets, on your preps. How do you stay so disciplined and not cheat?
The way I stay disciplined on my diet is I got the fuck it attitude. I'm like, fuck it, this is what I want to do. I want to look good, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get to that point. And when I'm focused, I'm locked in, there's no turning back for me. So I just give it all 100% after that. That's how I've always been. Gave it my all. Whatever I put my mind to, that's what I'm gonna do. So that's how I stay focused on my prep. And I want to be the best looking person up on stage. So that's gonna make me stay on that diet.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna throw this question to everybody. Y'all can just pop in whenever. Besides CT, what other YouTube channels do you like? Do you look up to, or do you like? Well, I like some of Elliot Host's stuff.
Oh yeah.
I like Bro Science. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
I like Chris's channel. I like Rob's channel. I like Kim's channel. I want to see some more shit though, Kim. Who else? Yeah, I like the TED Talk channel. Which one?
Dave Tate. I think you.
Oh yeah. Dave Tate got a good channel.
Kelly, I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Kelly
Starrett, but
yeah.
his WOD videos are
they're awesome.
Incredible.
I haven't seen those.
Because the book is one thing to read it, but then to actually see him give the visuals on mobility, exercise, and stretching. I love his channel.
The book is fantastic. But his YouTube channel is absolutely awesome. I use that with my clients all the time.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I have a pet peeve of things that smell bad, right? You ever come into my place? No bullshit. I got like 20 candles burning at any given time. And, you know, we knew we was going to be on the beach, so I just grabbed the sweater out the gym. This sweater here. And this sweater is fucking pungent. Smells horrible, so I'm going to take it off.
And the wind is blowing
into
my face.
It's blowing westward. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off real quick. I can't handle, I'm going to pass out. Yeah, it's bad. It's fire. There it is there.
Yeah, throw in that fire.
No, we can watch it. Somebody can watch it. Yeah, we can watch it.
If it was 24, something like that.
We can watch it. But it smelled like one of the dogs had sex on it. They didn't even shit on it, they had sex on it. Alright. So this is live. We keeping it real. We live. Well, I just put this right here. All right, so, question for Kim and Chris, because you guys have excellent squat depth. How does one work on the hip flexibility for better squat depth?
So I think some people tend to think that if I just put a ton of weight on the bar, then it's gonna force me down into a squat, and that's not really how it works. If you're tight and your joints are tight and your muscles aren't really moving through, or your joints aren't moving through full range of motion, it's not gonna happen. I think a lot of people spend their day in flexion in this position here, so I think hip extension is important, rolling out like your TFL and your psoas in that area. And then adductors, I think your inner thighs, a lot of people's inner thighs are kind of tight, so rolling that out and stretching that out. Those are just two simple ways, I think, that you can kind of help with your just ability to, because ultimately you want the top of the thigh, if not parallel with the knee, you want it below that femur. So I think a lot of extension helps, and a lot of inner thigh kind of flexibility helps too.
I think the biggest thing that's improved my squat was better external rotation of the hip, and really focusing on stretches that help you to push your knees out, and not only the external rotation of the hip, but also strengthening the glute medius so that it can handle that external rotation. So you really need to, one, start with lighter weight, make sure that your knees are coming out on the lift and not coming in as you're going down or coming up, and really focus on your flexibility. And as we were talking before with YouTube channels, definitely check out mobilitywod.com and Kelly Starrett's YouTube channel. Really great exercises on there for better hip flexibility.
Cool. All right, so someone asked about ball hair. What's too long? And my advice on manscaping. I say just cut that shit off. Go porn star on them. Cut that shit off. This ain't the 70s, fool. This ain't the 80s. Go ahead, cut that natural off, you know.
You don't want to look like you got
a man should be a man.
Hey, well, you know, you gotta do your thing.
If you want to be with a guy that looks like he's got Charles Manson in his sizzle eye.
Let's see. When will you be looking at doing more workouts for females, like the booty back one you did? Good question. It's up to these ladies. When they were ready to get down, we'll give it to you.
My YouTube channel is coming out.
Y'all asking for it, so we're gonna give it to you. So stay tuned. Increase punch, takedown, and throwing strength. Punch, okay, for strikers, practicing hitting a big, strong, tough, heavy bag will help with increasing your punch strength. However, strength in combat sports is something you have or something you don't. You don't have to be a hard puncher to be a good fighter. You can be very tactical and fast, speed kills. But people you have people who are anomalies like Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Sonny Liston. There's no amount of weights that you can lift to hit as hard as these guys, you know. And but also knowing your body mechanics, how to punch, will also help. That's for the fighters out there.
I think that's just in general. I mean, I think if you're a Tiger Woods or you're a Serena Williams, no matter what, you could do the wackest program in the weight room ever. Those are they're phenoms.
Right.
Exactly. They're genetically gifted. At what they do, and they're like prodigies. So I think to an extent, some people need that strength training or need that type of thing to get better. Then I think other people are just naturals.
Right.
And just kind of it's what they do.
I feel like I totally agree with you, Kim. I feel like the strength training does give certain advantages in different aspects. It's a supplement to your skill, but is not the end all for being a legit athlete with certain sports. But it does help. It does help. All right. How do you deal with muscle fatigue and lactic acid buildup during or overtraining monster sessions? 100% honest with you, I have been training the way that I've been training for so long, it hardly doesn't happen anymore. I do fuel my body properly, thanks to my buddy Chris Albert over here. He and I, we brainstormed, and he came up with a fucking proper nutrition protocol, not just to be lean, but to perform optimally. And that's what it's about, optimizing your performance and being able to fuel yourself too, as we like to call it, overtrain. So you got to feed your body properly and consistent with your training, and just, you know, you'll see that will start happening less and less. I get excited if I can get sore or stiff, but it doesn't happen that much because the way I train, I go, you know, I prime my central nervous system for heavy lifting damn near every time I lift, and I get a lot of reps, so it don't happen to me that often.
I just think you gotta take it. You know, sometimes it's tough to take it when it starts burning, and the first thing you want to do is stop. But sometimes it's like, it's mind over matter. You know, it's your body. It's a natural response to production of lactic acid. But it's like, are you gonna let it get the better of you? Or are you gonna let this just completely ruin your workout? Are you gonna tap out every single set? Or are you just gonna like fucking take it? Right. You know.
And it's
and embrace that burn.
Exactly. I'm with you, sister. I'm with you, sister. Listen, I was just telling this to somebody today. When it starts burning and hurting, then we start counting. We know we're getting good money. You know, listen, this transcends the gym. If you're dealing with something in life and it starts getting tough, you're gonna stop. You know what I mean? If you got a goal to reach and it starts getting difficult, do you quit? No. The same thing in the gym. You know, the gym, we practice that. You know, we fucking push. We yelling at each other. All right, no, do not fucking stop. You don't stop until you physically can't get that next rep. And if you can't, and we gotta go for 30 or 40 or whatever it is, you sit it down, 2-3 second rest, and then you right back after it. You know what I mean? You work, like Kim said, you work through that pain. Embrace that pain, because you know that shit is making you strong and strong and strong. You know, anybody ever come train with any of us, you will experience, you know, you know what I mean? So we push it to the limit. We're kind of sick in the head with it, but you know, that's the type of people we are.
And there's going to be greater benefit from recovery by taking yourself through your full range of motion while you're sore.
Right.
And people just don't understand that. If you sit down after a hard squat day and you don't do any stretching, you don't even do any air squats or anything like that, you're going to be stiff. And the other thing I find it funny, that there seems to be a correlation between people complaining about overtraining and complaining about delayed onset muscle soreness, and the types of nutrition that I'm seeing on YouTube these days, as far as people advocating eating junk and things like that. You have to make sure that you're anti-inflammatory. You have to make sure that you're eating good food. It doesn't have to be clean food, so to speak, but it should be good food. You should be getting all your nutrients and hydrating like a motherfucker. Because if you're not drinking water, you're not going to recover, you're not going to build muscle, and you're not going to burn fat.
Look at college football. They play on Saturday, they lift on Sunday. Why do they lift on Sunday? Because it gets blood flow to those sore areas. And it sucks and it hurts and you're tired, but like Chris said, you get that blood flow and it's going to help speed up the recovery.
Break up the lactic acid.
Exactly.
All right. How do you balance being a single parent and finding balance with fitness?
Well, I find balance, I mean, for one, I look at it because I want to live long for my daughter. I mean, she's active, she runs around. Do I want to sit there and watch her run? No, I want to be able to run with her. I also go to school full time, so it's, I mean, what is stopping you? I mean, keep going for your child. That is your motivation right there. There should be no excuses. 1 hour a day just to go to the gym. Make an appointment with the gym. 1 hour. It doesn't hurt. It get you in the best shape of your life, as well as eating healthy, setting a good example for your children, eating healthy, so that way everybody's is healthy. I mean,
and some gyms have kids clubs now,
you can
so
take your kids there. I mean, and they have jungle gyms, and they have all kinds of activities. I mean, even if there's a gym that you go to and you can't bring your children, see if it's okay if maybe, you know, I'm not big on the electronic thing, but that should be one like thing where you can bring your children, let them sit there. If they're good, of course, good.
No bad days.
But my daughter actually, I mean, we'll do squats. I throw her on the ropes just to get her like active and, you know, tire her out so that way we go home and she's out.
No, that's right.
So, getting involved for your kids so that way you can live long, see them be healthy and grow older.
It's growing now, this fitness competition rage, with it seems to be more of the single mom age, you know, I mean, almost like wildfire now. But there's, like you said, it's either for you or it's not, you know. And if it's not, just I think people should just not try as hard, and they should dedicate more to their time with their kids and their family. But I've seen women and men overcome so many obstacles with children, only to, you know, face that adversity together. And I mean, the traveling with work and kids alone, it only makes it so much better for their kids to see them on stage.
Yeah.
And their kids to see them reap the benefits and actually surround themselves with goals and success. That it's actually setting them up for, you know, a good example for their kids too. So that right there should be their drive. But I see people do it all the time, and it's not just about taking 1 hour at the gym. I mean, if it's impossible to do that and you can't fit it in your schedule, I've got women that do full out badass workouts at home, you know, where it takes them, they tell me what they have at home, and we'll find a way to work them out. And it's not just aerobics. I mean, these women are like straight up jacked. I've had men that work out in hotel rooms when they're traveling and get up on stage, you know. It's about the lifestyle and the choices that you make, and it's not about so much the convenience of time. It's gonna be inconvenient until it's a habit. I think any kind of a change is gonna be inconvenient until it's a habit,
Right.
you know?
Right.
But I think it's about the investment in time and the investment in, if you can't make it out of the house to train for an hour, then fucking stay in.
Train in the house.
You know, go to garage sales, find a bench set, find something you can bring in the house. I knew a dude that he actually lives in California, and he got a bench set and did it in his studio apartment in the kitchen. It's dope.
I had a little period where I didn't train for a few weeks, and I would just do literally like iron marathon push-ups, iron marathon body weight squats, and I would get stupid pumps. You know what I mean? So, you know, you can make it happen. Like, you know, if you can't make it to the gym, you can, like you said, you can train in the house. You don't need anything really. You can find something to do pull-ups on. You can do push-ups on anything. The push-ups get too easy. Put your feet up high and make it more difficult. You know what I mean? And you know, get busy. You can wrap a towel around something and do back rolls. Like, you get real creative, you know. So even like you see what Cali Muscle do with the curls with the towels and stuff like that. Some of the little penitentiary workouts, you can do that at home, you know. But yeah, if there's a will, it's a way. I know that sounds cliched in a motherfucker, but it's true. But nah, refuse to fail, and also just being an example for your little one. You know what I mean? I know me. I want to be the ultimate person to my kids. I don't want my kids to ever be in a situation I'm like, dang, he's more legit than my dad. I'm not gonna allow that to happen. You know what I mean? So I'm really driven by that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it. I want to thank all of the Alpha Squad. Like, I believe in all of y'all. Y'all are great people. I see so much potential in all of y'all, and whatever I could do to help any success you guys get, that you're gonna get, you know, I'll be all right with that. You know what I mean? Love y'all to death. Y'all are not just like, we're just not teammates, but we're friends. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about. You know. And it's time to go eat. It's cold out. It's getting cold out here. But yeah, for those that are not prepping, it's time to eat. All right, and we are signing out. Peace. Shaking almonds.